Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Another edition of Your News Today falls on Thursday. It also falls on the 12th, as temperatures are going to be falling, but not for a few more days. And we've been doing, as often as we have something interesting to tell, our today's date in weather history. Well, today's is interesting, but not as far of a stretch from where we are right now. Back in 2008 on this day, and for the next 2 days after, the 11th through the 13th, most of eastern Kentucky was well into the mid-80s, and at the Jackson Weather Service, they say they set record highs for all 3 days. And we're not too awfully far from that, not as far as some of the other comparisons I've made as of late, but nevertheless, we have been warmer on this date. We're going to be warmer than today for your weekend, and rain chances still rolling in towards the latter part of which, and definitely some cooler air thereafter. Go into it in more detail in just a few moments. Tonight's headlines real quickly. The most unusual animal recovery effort that I have ever reported on. And we've had some unusual ones. I'll tell you the entire situation. It does have a sad ending, ultimately, after the dog was successfully recovered. A stolen vehicle recovered last night in Magoffin County. It appears as though a Magoffin County couple literally pushed a truck 30 to 40 miles with a Volkswagen car after taking it from a car lot in another county. We'll also have some other news and information to pass along to you. And yesterday I showed you the scene just to get you caught up on the situation in the Parkway where a large truck came in contact with a guide wire and caused some problems there. Well, tonight I'll show you the video of it happening. Man, this really could have been a much different situation and story. All that in just a few seconds. A few things from elsewhere real quickly before we go any further. One is a Kentucky-related story where just earlier this week a win for a large number of Kentucky grandparents and other relatives, and that number continues to grow each and every year, here and elsewhere. All those relatives who are providing what's been free foster care to mostly grandchildren on behalf of grandparents, but other families by and far. Kentucky is now, as the state, is going to start reimbursing them or paying them, and of course that is going to be a big relief to a lot of grandparents which are just trying to make ends meet, even more so than they were before, raising basically their grandkids, and of course a lot of this, the majority of which goes directly to our drug problem here in eastern Kentucky and elsewhere. The United States Supreme Court this week refused to hear an appeal from the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services that sought to overturn an earlier ruling by the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals that the state must pay relatives who take in and care for foster children. So this news is certainly going to be a big deal. Relatives haven't got any financial assistance for the past 4 years when budget cuts forced the state to close an applicant process of the kinship care program in which that program paid relatives some sort of a monthly fee, anywhere from $300 a month or so per child to care for them in the state of Kentucky. Foster parents are paid somewhere right around, I believe it is, a base rate of about $750 a month. We certainly hope that helps out and believe it will. A couple of reports from out of state, actually one from out of state, one from in, and just as sad. From what I can tell, out of western Kentucky, out of Somerset, after church this week, a grandmother was traveling home with her 3 grandsons after what I'm sure was a wonderful event. The grandmother in the front passenger seat, a grandson driving, 2 grandsons in the back seat. When one of those 2 in the back seat, a 12-year-old, got a gun out of the back of the passenger seat and it discharged. It went off. It struck the grandmother one time, and has been pronounced dead. She's also been identified as 68-year-old Yuta Phelps from the Somerset area. Simply can't imagine, nor can I imagine the search that is ongoing, but most certainly and even more so the family dealing with 4 individuals being shot, 3 adults, and now the 4th body has sadly been discovered, that of a small child. The Amber Alert for young Devin Halston out of Ohio, out of the southern portion of Ohio near Ironton, has been canceled. This after the little boy's body was found hidden in a home where one of the crimes took place. He had been reported missing after 3 adults were killed, shot, and that shooting initiating a manhunt for a man who is still on the loose after eluding authorities, not just leaving the scene initially, but sheriff's deputies saw him driving sometime around 12:30 this morning but lost him after he crashed his vehicle, ran into a wooded area, and hasn't been seen since. So far, they've not released the identities of the 3 adults who were found dead at a mobile home, with another adult which was stabbed and recovering, which is going to be or is already giving police a great deal of information. But nevertheless, the young boy, Devin Halston, has been discovered. His body was hidden in the home, the same home where the 3 adults were found shot last night. Bumper stickers, ball caps, calendars, t-shirts, pencils and pens and gifts, they get you noticed. They get you votes. And get yours locally with the best quality and savings. Call Avavian Arnett Deaton at 349-3835 or find her on Facebook today. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway, custom lift kits, bed liners, winches and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Hey guys and gals, check out our pet of the week. This super cute kitty is Ashton. And Ashton is very loving, a little shy, around 4 to 5 months old, and he needs a forever home. So drop by to see Ashton or any of our other furry friends at the Johnson County Animal Shelter, or to maybe donate a little food, some supplies, or a little time. Whiskers or Wags, the Johnson County Animal Shelter, 297 Pets. Fall and its colors have burst onto the scene at the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. Kids' mud pie styles and designs have just arrived, with even more on the way. Little Fashions, excellent for fall, Halloween, and Thanksgiving. And of course, they've got the sweetest of accessories. And ladies' fashions are here, and there's more coming in daily. Amazing sweaters and Carter coats, this fall's must-have item. Dresses, boots, and more on the way. There's just nothing like what you'll find at the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville, just down from Fraser's Prater Drugstore and the Radio Shack. As at least 1 out of every 5 people will likely get the flu this season, putting hundreds of thousands in the hospital and sadly proving fatal for another 50,000 more, now is the time for everyone 6 months and older to get their flu vaccination, so you'll be 60% less likely to have to worry about catching it. They've got flu shots ready, so all you have to do is come by and see the people who want to keep you from getting sick just as much as they want to make you well again when you are. Get your flu shot today at Hope Family Medical Center in Sagersville.
We are all human. Because we're not perfect, we tend to make mistakes. Unfortunately, some mistakes are severe and carry more consequences than others. If you have been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or because of someone's mistake, reckless or careless behavior, you deserve help with your medical expenses, lost wages, and serious permanent pain and injuries that you have been made to suffer and will continue to suffer for the rest of your life. If you have been injured, I can help. I'm attorney Don Wayne McFarland. Call me and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
In our first top local headline this evening that you're not going to tune into anywhere else tonight and find a Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy patrolling with an eye open for a car matching the description of a vehicle that was used in the theft of a pickup truck on a car lot in Morgan County. That deputy came across a car matching that description last night, and ultimately the Sheriff's Department so far has arrested 2 individuals in what can be, at least in part, in a big part, described as an unusual theft. The theft happened a week ago tomorrow, on the 5th, at Elliott Motors Incorporated in Ezell in Morgan County. 2 people, a man and a woman, together, seen here on security footage, made their way off the lot with a 2000 model Chevy Silverado. The owner of the lot, Sid Allen, told me earlier today that they knew something was gone when they came into work the next morning.
That next morning when we came into the lot, we noticed that we had a hole in the lot. We always fill our holes before we leave. And so we rolled the tape back and seen two individuals out there around one of the vehicles, and then they moved over to this red truck that they ended up stealing. They popped the door open. They try to push it out to the road a little bit to where they can get in behind it. Then they get in behind it with this little gray boat, and that's how they push it up the road, was with this little Volkswagen Beetle.
The truck, Mr. Allen tells me, was a standard shift, and he says that after the man broke into the truck, he broke the steering column so he could steer, and they don't believe that at any time after recovering this vehicle last night that they ever got the truck to start, meaning that they pushed this full-size pickup truck from Ezell through downtown West Liberty into Magoffin County and to Pricey, some 35-40 miles, with this Volkswagen Beetle, pushing it, they believe, the entire way, anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 in the morning. The theft, as I said, last Thursday night. The Morgan County Sheriff's Department making the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department aware of the situation and what the suspect vehicle looked like. And last night, while patrolling in Magoffin County with an eye open for a vehicle matching that description, Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Reggie Gosser located it, that being the Volkswagen, at a residence on 1081 in Magoffin County. He called the sheriff, Carson Montgomery, and while he was actually headed to Gosser's location, the vehicle left that residence and actually headed toward the sheriff. They were able to make a traffic stop on the vehicle somewhere around Rock Lick. And it was there, after some questioning and investigation, that they arrested Michael Barnett. And while on that scene, the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department notified that of Morgan County, and they sent 2 deputies along with the owner of the truck that was stolen, and they arrived a short time later. And before it was all said and done between the Magoffin and Morgan County Sheriff's Department, they charged Barnett, 30 of Sagersville, with theft by unlawful taking, under $10,000. They also found in his possession methamphetamine and other drugs and charged him with 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, 1 for the crystal meth, another count of possession of a controlled substance in the second, trafficking in a controlled substance in the first degree, driving on a DUI, suspended license, having no insurance, other traffic violations, and served him with an outstanding warrant. While his passenger and the woman believed to be behind the wheel of the Volkswagen car that pushed that truck some 35 to 40 miles, Elizabeth Rivers, who also goes by Elizabeth Soward, was charged with possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia. And Magoffin County Sheriff Carson Montgomery stresses the investigation is ongoing. Other arrests are possible, while the owner of the pickup truck says that he had insurance to cover his losses, but is nevertheless glad to see the arrest take place.
I am tickled to death with the Magoffin and the Morgan County Sheriff's Department. They worked together. They were the only 2 agencies involved. They went, in my books, they went above and beyond. I'm proud of both of them. I've got insurance. I can replace the vehicle. That's not the deal. The deal is getting these people off the street. I don't want it to happen to nobody else.
As to whether or not it will happen to someone else, of course, that remains to be seen, and only time will tell. But if the 2 names of the 2 suspects sound familiar, that is because they have been charged with theft before. And it actually goes back to just this past March of this year. You may recall I aired a story here in the program about a trailer, a stolen tow-behind utility trailer, if you will, that was caught on video being used to retake a vehicle, if you will, at the BP on Elk Creek. That was after the same 2 individuals, Soward or Rivers and Barnett, were found out of gas on the side of 460 near Elk Creek by, it was also Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Reggie Gosser, who stopped to check on them and realized they had no driver's licenses, no paperwork on the car, no insurance or anything, and the car was taken to the BP and parked before being arrested for the theft of the trailer and on, I believe, other charges. One of our other top stories in just a few moments about a hunting dog trapped in the most precarious of situations and what was certainly life-threatening, and then we'll go on from there in just a few moments. But for now, another truck-related story, and that comes on the heels of last night when I showed you briefly just some scene, the aftermath, if you will, after an excavator doing some construction work on the Mountain Parkway project got into a guide wire that was attached between two utility poles, one in front of Lee's and Dairy Queen, the other across the road, and a guide wire connecting the two across 114. And after that line, which the piece of equipment got into contact with, was drooping somewhat across the parkway, or 114, construction crews were out, as I showed you yesterday, slowing traffic, especially large trucks, which might not be able to pass under that guide wire. When one didn't obey instructions and plowed through and into that wire, nearly toppling one of the poles and the lines and transformers attached. And tonight's video of it happening also shows how close this could have come to being a deadly situation. Some 4K resolution cameras at Lee's catch it. Watch the flagman to the top of your screen, the left. That's the second one. He sees the truck getting ready to plow into the guide wire. He knows what guide wires can do when they snap, and he takes off running. Watch, here it is in slow motion. The truck, there's one flagman off to the right of your screen you can't see that tried to stop the truck, and he just drove right by him. Here is Dairy Queen in the Lee's parking lot. Watch as that pole jerks, and then the other pole, now watch the other side of the road. There you can see the other pole, that wire is attached to jerking at the same time. And then watch back at Dairy Queen. That wire just rips right all the way across the road and could have killed anyone, certainly injured anyone who would have been in that parking lot getting out of or into either one of those vehicles. It did do some serious damage to at least one of the vehicles, and maybe even more. Watch that wire just rip right across. You know, winch lines, things of that nature, when they break, they are violent and they are dangerous. So there's damage to the cars. There's the several hours of utility work that went on thereafter as the power company was on scene for many hours, and a lot of other costs that, well, someone's going to pick up. And right now, authorities have filled out an accident report, are trying to identify this truck right here and asking for your help. This is the best photograph or still frame we can pick up of the vehicle. If that logo on the side of the truck looks familiar to you in any form or fashion, you can contact local authorities here in Sayersville, the Sayersville Police or Sheriff's Department, or us here at the newsroom, as they are trying to find the driver who was responsible for making what was a bad situation much worse. I'll be right back. Whoever you're rooting for at the next big game, pick up some of our famous hot and spicy wings or try our new fish dinner at your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe. Or you can always just get a little bit of everything. Hot wings, crispy buffalo wings, dippers, strips, fried pickles, jalapeno poppers, cheese sticks, potato wedges, and more. The game is always better with Lee's. Parkway Pharmacy, now open earlier from 8 a.m. until 6 in the evening to better suit your schedule and lifestyle, and to help you get better and live a healthier life. And if allergies are bogging you down, they're armed with the very best in over-the-counter relief for adults and your children. Reach owner pharmacist Jesse Rudd and his assistant pharmacist Megan Castle and their staff at 8 o'clock in the mornings or at 349-4400.
Just when you thought it's gotten as good as it gets better. Appalachian Wireless now offers unlimited text, talk, and 2 gigs of data for as low as $45 a month. But wait, you can also get 5 lines on 8 gigs of data for just $145 a month. Both great deals on the Appalachian Advantage plan. And the savings keep getting bigger. How big? $25 per month, less than the other guys. Taxes due at time of sale. See store for details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Sayersville since 1904. Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank. 349-3131. Still another top story to come. Right now, I have a new announcement and a couple of reminders. I got a tasty announcement for you tonight on our McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Yeah, this one's about as tasty as it gets. They had a great fish fry last year. They're back doing it again. The Burning Fork Community Church is having a fish fry. Now, this is tomorrow, 4 to 7, tomorrow evening. Fried fish, hush puppy slaw, dessert drink, homemade. Just $10, and man, you will be stuffed. It is an awesome, awesome meal that they've put together. And it's tomorrow night, 4 to 7 at Burning Fork Community Church, right there, behind the BP on the Mountain Parkway. Don't forget, tomorrow's also the Extension Field Day, brought to you by the McGoffin County Extension Service on the farm of Jackie and Sandy Prater on Old Burning Fork Road. So they'll start to register at 4:30. The big pork barbecue meal will start at 5. They'll have programs starting at 5:45, and they hope to see you there. Also, classmates of the graduating Sigersville class of 75 hope to see you there this weekend, starting tomorrow night for their 60th birthday celebration. Tomorrow night, 6 to 10 at the Sigersville Renaissance Building, right under the red light. And then Saturday, 4 to 10:30 at the middle school cafeteria. Live music and gifts and fun and food and games. Great way to spend some time with some folks you might not have seen for a while. Call 859-948-6203, Jerry Patrick, if you have any questions. And you don't have to call. You can just show up and register that morning and be entered for the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church's Fall Open Bass Tournament. That is this Saturday morning. They'll blast off from the Paintsville Lake Marina at 7 a.m. $1,000 for first place. Big cash prizes, big fish prizes as well. It's a big tournament, and they're going to have a great day, and it's going to be a nice day weather-wise. It's going to be a good day to catch some big fish, I do believe. And free hot dogs this Saturday. Why? Because they just want to show you how much they love them and how good God has been to them, and they want to spread it around. So the Mountain of Hope Baptist Church, which is on the top of the Ivington Hill there on the right if you're going towards Prestonsburg, is giving away tomorrow from 10 in the morning till 2 free hot dogs and pop and ices. All you have to do is stop by. You can even drive through. You don't even have to get out. They're going to have tents set up. How cool is that? And the Lakeville Trail of Terror, Saturday night, about 1.5 miles up Lakeville Road, 7:30 for the little ones if they want to get a little fright, or big ones who want a little fright too, but 8:30 if you dare. The scare of a lifetime. A lot of students and families have put together a great, and I'm told frightful, Trail of Terror on Lakeville, and it's this Friday night. Your News Today, of course, is where you send announcements like these, birthdays and anniversaries too. Tell me, we'll tell everyone about them. I'll tell you about our next top story right after these words.
Kentucky home. The sun bathes us in the power of its warm glow and brightens our world. Now it can power your life. Cooperative Solar brings you hassle-free solar power from your local Kentucky Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Renewable, affordable, easy. Licking Valley RECC's Cooperative Solar. Join the community. CooperativeSolar.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
To be perfectly honest, this next story it's a tough one. Not just for any animal lover, but also for anyone, I think, and certainly for the dog's owners who wanted everyone to know the lengths to which all sorts of people went to try to save their Julie from one of the strangest and most dangerous situations I believe that I've ever seen a dog find itself in. Donnie Minix of Craft Creek described to me earlier today his 20-month-old coonhound as being 110% just that, coonhound, saying that she wasn't coming down without her raccoon.
911 dispatcher called me somewhere around 3:30, and I said, "What do I need to do?" And I said, "What?" She said, "I've got a call about a coonhound that's hung in a tree." So I started gathering up some guys and equipment. So initially around 3:30, so we get over the top of the 30 ridge, off of 30 we call it, and talked to the gentleman who lost the dog. And the length of the story is approximately a little after 11 o'clock at night, the dog was retrieved from the tree, and after actually cutting the tree down. But in between that, there was a lot of Murphy Law happenings. Everything just did not go right the way you want it.
Conley isn't wrong. Donnie and some of his hunting buddies were out the night before when Julie gave chase to a raccoon up a large poplar tree that had fell over and into the top of another tree leaning against it, where she hollered for the next 12 hours, not budging, until the next morning when Donnie and his wife Mary went back to try to find her, only to find that she had fallen and was hanging by her collar, 80 to 90 feet in a large poplar off the ground, until the black and tan's collar gave way, and then she fell, getting wedged between a limb and the tree. And for over 8 hours, anyone and everyone did anything they could to try to get her down.
Of course, we have rescue squad was up there. The Middle Fork Fire Department was up there. They had the county police was up there. They attempted to contact somebody through Licking Valley or AEP that was tree climbers. Dewey Marshall, I think, had a set of tree climbers, and he climbed at least 35 feet up on the tree before his legs give out, attempting to reach the dog to try to get it, but he couldn't get to it. And then they used chainsaws a couple of different times to cut the tree, wind up having to use a winch and chain and more or less pull the tree over to secure the dog after about 5 hours.
And as amazing as this story is, so many people working so hard to save a very patient and beautiful animal. Sadly, while it looked as though this story would have a happy ending, it appears as though it would have taken literally a miracle for Julie to have lived.
You know, it's been there overnight, so therefore it's probably dehydrated, and then the stress of the situation of being fouled and stuff like that. I mean, the dog attempted to drink water when they first got it down out of the tree and stuff, so I mean, it was a real good chance, you know, that it would have made it, but, you know, stress just overcome the little dog being in that tree for that length of time.
The Minixes were very, very sincere earlier today in the thanks and appreciation that they wanted me to extend to everyone that was involved. Donnie repeatedly that day, I am told, agreed to let everyone help, but only if they could assure that none of them got hurt in the process. He told me today off camera that he accepts that it is a sport and things like this can happen, but that his Julie was all heart and a fine example of the breed. I'll be right back. A tire more than 25% low, about 8 pounds, makes you 3 times more likely, and worn-out tires 11 times more likely to be in a tire-related crash. Don't take your or their safety for granted. Come in for a free inspection, 6 months, no-interest financing, the best price and best selection at Conley Tire in Staffordsville.
Home energy use is on the rise. Every year, new devices, more devices. We are using more energy. Simple Saver helps you trim peak energy usage and pays you for being energy smart. You can receive up to $50 in annual bill credits. Over the years, the savings really add up with Kentucky's Touchstone Energy Cooperative's Simple Saver. Licking Valley RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
So what's happening weather-wise? Just more beautiful weather. I mean, that's all. That's all I got to talk about. 53 tonight. There's a little fog in there, you know. That's as bad as it's going to get. 53 tonight, partly cloudy, a little patchy fog later and in the morning as well. And look what the morning will give way to. More sunshine, 80 degrees for your Friday. Wouldn't want to suggest to anybody that you maybe take off, play a little hooky, go to Kingland, anything fun. But, man, be a good day for it. 59 tomorrow night, nothing more than partly cloudy skies. A little more fog in the area for Saturday morning, and Saturday up into the low 80s. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see an 82, 83 degree mark there on Saturday. 63 for nighttime lows. That's a summer day, and that's also going to be the 14th day of October. Not unheard of, but unusual. Mostly clear skies that night, and that's mostly, but not entirely, the last of it. Close to 80 on your Sunday. Some more sunshine as well, but we will also start to see, as we see a front coming, you'll see, look at that. Look at that. Partly sunny skies will give way to some showers. That 60% chance of showers maybe in the afternoon, 2 to 4 or so, then a likelihood before 11. So midday Sunday, rains could start to move in and blow in, and then they'll blow out by Monday, and the cold air will stay behind. 63 degrees is our newest estimate for daytime highs. I've got a 61 for nighttime lows. Did you see that a second ago? 40 for nighttime lows on Monday. That's close to the 30s, guys. We're going to be there before you know it. But mostly sunny and clear, so dry, just cooler. Tuesday of next week, we'll get back up to around 67. I think the 70s are around the corner from there. So that's going to wrap it up for tonight. If all goes as planned, not that I know why it would, it doesn't seem to do so very often, but if all goes as planned, I'm set to sit down tomorrow with a racing family about their accomplishments and that of a couple of brothers. That's going to make for a great, interesting report that I hope to add to with others and that I hope you'll be here for. Good Thursday, and thanks for watching.